Thanks for staying with us. I'm Bill O'Reilly in the Unresolved Problems segment tonight. Race in the presidential campaign. Today, our pal Juan Williams has an opinion piece in the Wall Street Journal saying that race is not going to go away as an issue. And one of the reasons for that is people like New York Times columnist Bob Herbert, who did not like this McCain campaign ad.
He's the biggest celebrity in the world. But is he ready to lead?
All right, well, listen to Herbert's take on that ad.
First thing you see are a couple of images of Britney Spears and Paris Hilton, right? And we see an image of Barack Obama right after that. And you explain to me why you have these scantily clad women, or women known to be scantily clad, women who have trouble keeping their clothes on, only in ads where the candidate is a black male.
Wow. Did you read it that way? As I stated, I saw the ad as a subliminal attempt to mock Obama's celebrity. As you just saw, the ladies were on screen for less than a second. They were wearing clothes. So what's up with Bob Herbert? Joining us now, our crack political analyst, Mary Catherine Ham, online editor for the D.C. Examiner, and Juan Williams. Both are in Washington. You know, as I said to Karl Rove, the more insanity that comes out, I think Herbert's just, number one, he's not a columnist anymore. He's a Obama campaign worker. And number two, for less than a second, to make some kind of this Tennessee thing with Ford, and they're trying to do sex and black men and all this. I mean, white people, Juan, are just going, what is this all about?
Well, I think I'm going, what is this all about? If you said the Harold Ford ad where you have a woman saying, call me Harold, I can see what you're talking about. But here is a situation where Paris Hilton and Britney Spears are celebrities. I mean, if you had put black celebrities, if you put Lil' Kim in there, would that have been better for the people who I think are displaying some racial paranoia here and say, oh, it's because it's Paris Hilton and a white woman that we're saying it's a black man, white woman thing? No, look, if you had put Snoop Dogg and 50 Cent in the ad, two black men, people would have said, oh, that's racist because now you're associating them with these kind of, you know, light-headed, you know, vile rappers. I don't think there was any escaping. What the ad was mockery of Obama's celebrity. It wasn't subliminal. You said subliminal, Bill. It was outright. It was mockery.
But it was so fast. Here's a subliminal message, Mary Catherine, that I took from that. Right. It's that, look, you get two shallow celebrities, and here's a third, Barack Obama.
Right. I mean, I think it's obvious that that was the point of the ad, and these folks at the New York Times and Bob Herbert, who are so racked by white guilt that they have to make up these conspiracy theories. I think it's hurtful to Obama's campaign. Of course, some of it has to be laid at his feet for bringing up the comment about the dollar bills this week in the first place. But this really paranoid stuff about this going on, like Juan said, the Harold Ford ad was much more explicitly sexual, and so there's an argument to be made about that. But at the time in 2006, there were also complaints about a drum beat in the back of a Harold Ford, in the back of a Corker radio ad, which was just ludicrous. It was a timpani, but because it was drums, the left blogs decided to opine about how it was African drums. So I think this stuff is damaging to Obama in the end because it keeps people talking about this, and it's meant to ice the conversation, the great conversation about race that Obama ostensibly wants us to have.
Now, why do you think the race issue is not going to go away, Juan?
Because the fact is, if you talk to people inside the campaigns, Bill, if you talk to the pollsters, what they say is there's a number of white people who are just lying about their willingness to vote for a black man. How many is a real issue. Already you see, I think it was a Wall Street Journal poll said about 8% of whites say race is the overriding issue. 20% of African Americans say race is the overriding issue for them in this campaign. And when you get into those numbers, then there are a certain number of people who are not even telling you that race is going to define. And so when you get into a situation like this, where you have people not being straight with you, you can't look at the numbers, the poll numbers, and be sure that they really are where they are. You're not sure how many people on Election Day are going to go exactly opposite of what they've been telling the pollsters.
But there's nothing Barack Obama can do about people who won't vote for him because of his race. There's nothing he can do about it, right?
No, but you know what? He has been tremendously successful by being a unifier. He positions himself as someone who is beyond racial polarization, who's trying to speak truth, bring us together as Americans. When he defines himself as the black guy in the race, which is what he was doing when he thought he was trying to be proactive and take a preemptory strike at the Republicans and say, oh, these Republicans, they've done things in the past, they've played racial politics, they're going to do it again with me. He didn't say, he said John McCain had done it. And John McCain hasn't done any such thing.
Yeah,
that
was a mistake.
Obama campaign can't cite one instance where McCain has done such a thing.
All right, Mary Catherine, I'm giving you the last word. Go ahead.
Well, John McCain has gone above and beyond and even and slapped down that North Carolina ad with Jeremiah Wright in it, which I don't believe had any racial context. It was just dealing with Jeremiah Wright. So he's gone above and beyond, and I really think Obama's not acting like a unifier when he brings up, well, they're going to mention he's black, and I don't look like the rest of the guys on the dollar bills. And he can't do a lot about the people who are not going to vote for him because of his race. But right now, the camp and its circuits end up sort of implying that everyone else is a racist, and they're trying to paint any opposition as any reasonable opposition as racist, and it's damaging to the national conversation.
Yeah, let's move on.
And Mary Catherine, yeah, and that makes McCain into suddenly a sympathetic. He's suddenly being unfairly tarred with this horrible, claim that he's a racist.
Any kind of racial deal, as we discussed earlier with Karl Rove, doesn't help either candidate. Doesn't help.
No, it hurts McCain with moderate white voters who don't want to be associated with race, but it hurts Obama because it puts him in a box.
You can see it.
And it hurts the country. I mean,
very good, Mary Catherine, and it hurts the country. Thank you.